Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 530 News on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Kent Lutzen. It's a beautiful fall day out there this afternoon, and this weather is expected to stay into the early days of the work week. Let's go to meteorologist Russ Thomas at the Storm Tracker Weather Center now. Russ?
Yeah, it is going to be very nice. Again, we had a great day today. First of all, sunshine was out from start to finish in just about all areas. We are going to see a continuation of this for several days. Before we get there, though, let's take a look at our First Security Bank iCam. Shot in the Bitterroot Valley earlier today, and again, it has looked like this throughout the day with the beautiful blue sky. Temperatures have responded nicely with much of western Montana, most hitting at least the mid-50s, if not even a few low 60s. 60 in Troy, 61 right now, Thompson Falls, 62 in Phillipsburg, and 60 in Sula. Again, dry at least for the next couple days, and maybe some changes for northwest Montana. We'll have more on that coming up.
Thanks, Russ. 3 Montana Democrats already are campaigning for the nomination to take on Montana's new Congressman, Republican Greg Gianforte, next year. One of them, Billings attorney John Heenan, spoke this week with MTN's chief political reporter Mike Dennison about his candidacy.
John Heenan is a political novice in Montana, making his first run for office. He spent his career as an attorney, representing people with grievances against banks, insurance companies, and other entities. Now, the 40-year-old lawyer says he wants to represent all of Montana against what he calls powerful interests.
My only agenda is to do exactly what I do as a consumer protection lawyer, take exactly the same sides, ethic, efforts on behalf of all Montanans in Congress in a system where I just truly feel like there's no one there that really has people's backs.
Heenan's law firm won a $2 million judgment in 2015 for a Billings couple whose house was mistakenly foreclosed upon and sold by a bank. And in 2014, it won a $2.7 million verdict for a Billings woman denied insurance payments when her husband was killed by another driver. Heenan says he opposes Republican moves to reduce federal regulations on big banks. He also says the Trump tax cut plan is skewed toward the wealthy, offering the bulk of its benefits to those who don't really need them.
I love the idea of how do we give tax cuts to working Montanans, people that deserve it the most, that need it the most. I hate the idea of increasing our federal deficit and taking away from spending on programs so that we can add more money to people that already are billionaires.
When asked about gun laws, Heenan says he's not going to Washington to push any gun legislation. He also says he favors a Medicare for all healthcare system and believes it can make the system less expensive and more efficient. As we said, Heenan is one of 3 Democrats already competing to take on Representative Gianforte next year, yet none is well known by Montana voters. In the coming weeks, we'll be talking to the other 2 candidates as well. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
The 2 other Democrats in the race are former Land Trust Director Grant Keir of Missoula and State Representative Tom Woods of Bozeman. Former Yellowstone County District Judge Russell Fagg announced his run for the U.S. Senate yesterday. He made the announcement in Billings after months of speculation. Fagg joins the list of Republicans looking to challenge incumbent Democratic Senator Jon Tester, who is running for a 3rd term. He told the crowd at the Billings Flying Service that he hopes to bring his Montana heritage, family values, and background as a judge to Washington. He says he's focused on creating more jobs for Montanans and balancing the budget.
I do want to earn your support. I know it's not going to be given. I want to earn your support based upon my belief system, my experience, and my background.
Critics say the former Yellowstone County District Judge acted unethically by partaking in, quote, extensive campaign activities while still serving as a judge. The state of Montana is set to collect taxes on nearly $19 million in annual medical marijuana sales. That estimate just out this past week adds up to hundreds of thousands of dollars in tax revenue. Medical marijuana is making money for the state as providers begin submitting a 4% tax of gross sales. The Department of Revenue expects the state will collect $750,000 in the first year of the Senate Bill 333. Due to administrative and startup costs of the new bill, the general fund will see only a fraction of that money. The second year of the tax, which will be lower to 2%, will generate $380,000. Medical marijuana sales are expected to hit $18.7 million in its first year for Montana. While it's a drop in the bucket compared to our current state budget problems, it's still a source of revenue that could likely grow. Today is recognized as Nationally White Cane Day. The day aims to educate the world about blindness while promoting equal opportunities. Members from the Montana Blind and Low Vision Council, Montana Association for the Blind, and the National Federation for the Blind in Montana held signs as they walked around the Capitol to raise awareness this morning. The group's message focused on blind or visually impaired people's abilities and achievements. One group member says they often see misconceptions in the public about legally blind individuals.
I am a certified orientation and mobility specialist. Most of the time when we think about blind people, we think about people who are totally blind. And I think that if the sighted public could simply be more aware of that reality, it would be very helpful.
And across the Big Sky, we continue to be humbled by your generosity as support continues to pour in for our Montana Wildfire Relief Fund. Over the past month, a partnership between the Montana Television Network and the Montana Community Foundation has raised over $452,000 thanks to contributions from across the country. And this week we officially enter the next phase of the application process. Organizations, groups, and individuals who think they may qualify are welcome to apply between now and November 10th. Just go to our website, KPAX.com, to apply. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks bear specialists have been busy this summer and fall managing Montana's grizzly bear. Here's an inside look at what they deal with on a regular basis. FWP released a management plan and environmental impact statement for grizzly bears in 17 western Montana counties. The plan aims to focus on future grizzly bear management in western Montana outside of the greater Yellowstone area. This came after the increase in bear numbers and distribution in western half of the state. The environmental impact statement focuses on current management programs to ensure successful conservation efforts in the future. For more information on the plan, you can visit us online. And up next, we'll take you to a ranch in south central Montana where one family has a not so common pet. Stay tuned to meet this little critter.